with some get fly shit. Sit down, ladies and gents.
What's up, everybody? Howie here, MS Ride. I am talking you through the song Digital Sin from my album Frog on the King's Head, available at MrFuriousRecords.com. The song features MC Van Ripper. I have to pause and think about his name because I've known him for many, many years as Corey Kibler. And yeah, gonna walk you through the song. This is a pretty simple song. This is the most this is actually a hip-hop song, where many of the songs on Frog on the King's Head, I don't even know what to call them other than sample-based 404 Mark II music. So the bass line in this song came out of a dream. It was something I was dreaming, and when I woke up, I leaned over the side of the bed, opened up a voice memo, and here's the voice memo.
Dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-dum.
And there it is. There's the bass line. That's the hook and the chorus of the song, and all the notes are really there. It didn't change at all. Just had to translate it into playing bass. So here is that bass. Again, it's my Squier PJ going into the Wheeler compressor, my own custom-built compressor, and into the Quilter interbass. There may be some overdrive on it as well, can't remember, but here's what it sounds like. It's like the verse version, the simple version. And the chorus. And I'll lay all of my cards on the table. I did record that at a slightly slower tempo and speed it up, so I couldn't quite play that. Maybe if I practiced up I could, but that's not really what this is about, right? It's just about getting it down, getting it done, and making the song. And I was just being practical and getting it done however I could. Sounds fine to me. So let's do some drums. Here is the kick drum. And once again, this came up in another video. This is the rehab kick from the reverb.com What's That Sound video on Amy Winehouse. Snare sample comes from the same sample pack. And then the hat sounds come from the reverb.com What's That Sound video on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, of all things. There's a closed hat. Oh, excuse me. They're both closed, just different, velocities or different. I think those are different samples. Those are probably played differently. And then I also velocity sequence them in the beat. Here's Corey's vocal.
Get it, time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit.
So that's the dry vocal. And what else do we have? We have some guitar sounds. So that is probably a DoD 280 compressor. Love this compressor. Love to run it with the compression just on minimum and the volume at unity, or maybe boosting or cutting slightly if I want, more or less dirt from whatever's coming next. Definitely a phaser in there, and then it is going into my high watt custom build of a cattle and bred RAH Royal Albert Hall MOSFET overdrive amp in a box type pedal. I put the negative feedback control on the outside, which is kind of fun. Lets you adjust the feel of it a little bit, but this is like my secret guitar DI weapon for this Frog on the King's Head album. Oh, here's the other guitar. And then we've got horns. These horns are by Scott Morris. I almost contacted him and asked him to do something special for this beat. And then I thought, well, I'll wait and let me search through and see if I can find something that's a little more kind of in the spirit of sample-based music. And Scott's a busy guy. And so I listened to some of the Howie and Scott stuff that we've done together. And I found on our sort of lockdown EP, An Evening at Home with Howie and Scott, which you can hear at mrfuriousrecords.bandcamp.com, there is a bonus track if you buy the EP. The bonus track is a cover of Goldfinger's song Miles Away, which we used to cover together at our like coffee house shows back in the day, way back in the day. And it turned out that the horns from Scott's really cool bridge for that song fit perfectly, and they sound like this. And so I just, chopped that up to give me some different starting points to play with, but it's all just from that. And so throughout the song, I just performed those little chops. They also got some extra effects, and so the final horns in the beat sound like this. So that is resampling all the horns with a vinyl simulator, which to make it be like more like pulling it off a piece of vinyl, right? But then I didn't want all that vinyl noise just running constantly throughout the song, and that wouldn't be what you'd get if you sampled those chops off of vinyl. So I resampled with the vinyl sim on, exported that and gated it in Reaper and re-imported just the whole performance to get that vinyl effect on when the horns are playing, but then silence when they're not. And so then we've got some patterns, nothing too fancy. The basic groove is here.
Get it, time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit.
And the verse sounds like this. And as I turn, again, as I've said in the other videos, I'm using the SX reverb and the 303 vinyl sim and compressor in the bus 3 and 4 effects. And with a beat like this with tons of space in it, you can really hear how that SX reverb fills it out. And then the 303 brings up those reverb tails. And that's one of the things I love about working on a 404 is having a little bit of reverb on the beat and then using the compressor, whether it's the 303 or the 404, using the compressor to bring up those reverb tails, and you get this really interesting push-pull and contrast of drier sounds when there's a lot going on and it's pushing into the compressor, and the attacks of everything is what you hear. And then on the tails of everything, when there's less going on, that reverb just pulls up. The compressor pulls that reverb to the front, and so there's this back and forth between the dry and the wet that, to me, is one of the characteristics of music that's made on a 404. And it doesn't have to be reverb. It can be any kind of delay or time-based effect that, running into one of those really aggressive compressors on these units, brings those tails forward. But that's it. This is one of the simpler songs on the record. I'm going to play the whole thing so you can enjoy it. Digital Sin on the album Frog on the King's Head, available at mrfuriousrecords.bandcamp.com, featuring MC Van Ripper. Enjoy.
Get it? Time to let it hit. Ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit. Sit down, ladies and gents. I'ma need everybody in the place to get down when I count down from 10. Check the rhyme now, get back up, begin with it. Slick robot programmed to spit it. Beep, beep, boop, beep, growing consciousness. I'm a self-aware droid, never mind the test. Alan ate a bite of the apple with the cyanide capsule. Yeah, it's our digital sin. 11010110 snake demon, Garden Eden again, on the eve of destruction, with an atom bomb splitting the ends. Time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit. Time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit. With an atom bomb splitting the ends. Always had what you might call a slick way of sorting the trends. Senior data analyst with my spreadsheet formula. Super excelling, 4-star Michelin, Ford car Michigan. So dope according to them. Do my civic duty when I leave my legacy. Fulfill prophecy, unsolved mystery, origin history. When I leave the room, you'll be feeling my absence. A high-powered vacuum stuck in the vents. Burgling air, dominate conversation with friends. When I'm in the zone, hard to get a word in till I'm gone. Good grief. I will never be brief, but I will leave everyone speechless now when I jump off the beat. I will never be brief, but I will leave everyone speechless now when I jump off the beat. I will never be brief, but I will leave everyone speechless now when I jump off the beat. Get it? Time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit. I will never be brief, but I will leave everyone speechless now when I jump off the beat. Get it? Time to let it hit, ride or die with it. Now you're going eye to eye with some get fly shit. I will never be brief, but I will leave everyone speechless now when I jump off the beat.